Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new FIFA 19 Ultimate Team player review. Today, as you can see on screen, we are going to be taking a look at Shaqiri. The Switzerland right winger plays for Liverpool in the Premier League, so I believe he is a very popular player for people to try and use on this game because he is that nice balance between, he's like not too expensive, between 4,000 to 5,000 coins as I'm recording this video, which means that you can still fit him into a starter team. You know, you could play a couple of games, earn the coins in order to pick up a player like this. And, well, he's got 80 pace, 77 shooting, 80 passing, and 85 dribbling. He's 5'7", left-footed on the right-hand side, so he's going to be cutting on inside to take them shots. But he's got a 4-star weak foot and a, well, perfect 5-star skills. So that's a nice added bonus to this player. Now, he seems to be a good option as the ones that are slightly better than him seem to be a lot more expensive. We're talking Sterling and Mahrez and stuff like that. They cost an awful lot more than Shaqiri, so I'm expecting to come up against this guy quite a lot. Now, as we move on into the in-game stats, as you can see, with 100 team chem, 100 player or 10 player chem, so basically a full chem Shaqiri, and with a Hawk chemistry style, this is how we've boosted him. We've gone +5 on acceleration and sprint speed. Of course, Hawk's going to boost the pace, the shooting, and the physical. I've given him +10 aggression, +5 on the strength, +10 on attack positioning, +10 on shot power, bringing that up to 97. Not too shabby at all. So, yeah, he's actually looking pretty good in terms of in-game stats. Now, we can move on into a couple of squad options for the Liverpool winger and let you know what I think might be a good couple of teams for you to use. The first one right here, I'd play him as a right winger in a flat-out 4-3-3. We've got a bit of a Premier League strike force going on there, but we're also linking him to another Swiss player in Shaqiri from the Bundesliga, and as you can see, the goalkeeper, defence, and midfield of this team is all Bundesliga with that Premier League attack. I think it looks pretty good. However, the squad I was mainly using him in is actually a full-on Premier League team, and it's a really nice one as well. Like, it's not just your starter team, it's a bit more than that. I haven't got the biggest players in the world in there, however I do have some relatively expensive talent up there in terms of Fred, Davinson Sanchez, Heung-min Son. They're all relatively expensive players, but Shaqiri slots in nicely there in a right forward position, and well, if you've watched some of my player reviews before, you'll also remember that I say that I do have a game plan which switches to a 4-1-2-1-2, and typically a player like Shaqiri would either go up front or in the cam spot, and today he was the one that played in that central attacking midfield spot or the right forward, depending on if we stuck with the balanced formation or if we switched to a game plan as we were going through our game. So yeah, that's why you'll notice some of these clips he's in quite a central position, because he does move nicely into that cam role, and I feel like that's kind of a perfect position for this guy, because he's got crazy shooting, and you'll see that as the goals fly in the background here. But we do need to talk about positives and negatives. What do I like? What don't I like? Well, to begin with, I don't really like these three things. Stamina is average, very average. So towards the end of the game, you will notice a player like Shaqiri starts to get tired, and well, that seems to happen with quite a lot of these players that I would almost class as starter guys. They're not the very top end, really expensive players which you sort of expect the world from, but yeah, just beware that you might not get the best out of him in the final sort of third of the game. Sprint speed was a little bit of a letdown. The acceleration was fine, but overall actually pulling away from players seemed to be a problem, and of course that seems to be the case for a lot of players on this game at the moment. And then strength, I was kind of half expecting him to be better in that department, because looking at Shaqiri, he's someone which doesn't skip leg day. He's a muscly guy, and he's like a stocky character. You would expect him to be able to hold the ball a little bit better. We boosted him up to the high 70s for strength with our Hawk chemistry style. I've got to say I was just a little bit uninspired by that. He didn't really hold much off, which I thought he might do. So yeah, those are the things that I didn't necessarily like. The things that I do like, well, I briefly mentioned it earlier. Acceleration seemed to be good. He was able to almost pull away from players before they started catching him up again, and the pace boost, the acceleration boost you get off of that LB fake shot, oh my god, it seems to work wonders for me. So that and ball rolls and step overs and stuff work really well with a player like this, especially because he's got great agility, great balance, low center of gravity because, of course, he's pretty short. So he turns and twists with the ball and off the ball incredibly well. Ball control and dribbling, both stats that are up there for me too. I really like that. The addition of 5-star skill moves on a player like this is pretty huge. It really does elevate him to the next level, and actually for a decent price, you're getting a 5-star skill winger in the Prem. People are obviously looking at that pace stat on the card itself and being and sort of thinking it's a bit of a letdown, but trust me, get him in game, give him a go, because that left foot of his, the long shots, the volleys, oh my days, they're ridiculous. The finesse shots are brilliant as well. Cannot praise his left foot anymore. It's absolutely phenomenal. The high shot power, the good long shots, they seem to be what I like most about this player. So there you go, guys. Xherdan Shaqiri on FIFA 19 Ultimate Team. I like him. Yes, he's not the top tier. He's not Mo Salah, you know, he's not as good as his teammate, I'm sure, but for a starter Prem team, he seems like the way to go for me. Smash a like on the video if you did enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.